morning. I apologize for the lateness, but it looks like we got all squared away. We had the meeting set for 10:30, but welcome. I welcome everyone this morning. So good to see. Now? How about now? Good? Okay. All right. Can you all hear? 6. Okay. We will go on with this morning's Tri-Council 2022. And like I said, I welcome each and every one here this morning. As you will see, the agenda is sitting at your seat. We will begin with the call to order. What time do you have on your phone? 10:50. Okay, 10:50 is the time called to order for the Tri-Council meeting this morning. We will go into item 2, which is posting of the colors by our honor guard. And at this time, if you would please stand.
Breathe in, hum. Order, hum. Left face. Forward, hum.
Okay, if you will remain standing, we will have the opening prayer, and that is by our council, Flint District Rep Frankie Steele.
Ito tato listo. Ugito ta. Dan di he wo de le de go yi di so. Vi lo si lo do de le he le ko hi di het sko so wo ta li so di. Ko hi to de to ske go hi di ski tas ni to he sti. To tu ta ni to ha. Leo, lite det där. Una stästot. Ujästästi, hästågösi. Skånäsen nu då sig låga lite. Satt skåt. Och give one easy call. Here you go. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come before your throne of grace today. Lord, thank you for another beautiful day. Father, I just pray, Lord, that you just be amongst us today as we have our meeting, Lord. And Lord, I pray, Lord, that as the meeting progresses, Lord, that you just send angels down among us, Lord, to just touch those, Lord, who may need you, Lord, today. And Father, be with those, Lord, who are out in the world, Lord, struggling, Lord, to make ends meet in this cruel world, Lord. And Father, just help us to find ways to help your people, Father. And Father, again, I just thank you. I love you. And Father, thank you for all you do for us. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, be seated. Okay, the color guard that just posted the colors, I'd like to name the four that posted. We have the U.S. flag was Hominy Little Dave, Air Force, Vietnam, combat veteran. The Eastern Band flag posting, Steve Morales, Army, Afghanistan, combat veteran. UKB flag, Ani Christie, Army, Afghanistan, combat veteran. CNO flag, who is that? Cyrus Cron, Air Force, Kuwait, and veteran. So I thank you, Honor Guard, for posting this morning. Go into item 4. As you have seen, we have roll call. We are going to change that. We're going to let Gail read for Cherokee Nation, and then we'll go with Eastern Band and then the United Katuah Band. So right now we'll take roll call.
Cherokee Nation, Keith Austin,
Here.
Danny Callison,
Here.
Julia Coates, Sean Crittenden, Joe Deere, Mike Dobbins,
Here.
Rex Jordan, Johnny Kidwell,
Here.
Darrell Legg, Wes Snowfire,
Ani.
Dora Patskowski,
Here.
Joshua Sam,
Here.
Mike Shambaugh, Melvina Shophouse,
Honey.
E.O. Smith, Candessa Teehee,
Honey.
Victoria Vasquez.
Honey.
Okay, thank you, Gail. Next, we'll have Myrtle.
So Anita lucky undatska dana toska no tati kalaka tuni go you know le tini lawi king uko you why not the principal chief Richard Sneed Talina uko ya Ellen Watu Lishi Vice Chief Alan B. Inslee Kahoski why not akalerti call no use ka king Chairman Richard French Big Cove Community.
Ani.
Talina Kahuski, Elapati Loxi, T. Squaw, Vice Chairman Albert Rose, Birdtown. Tommy Ashavanuki, Aniwo Tihi, Tommy Sanu, Panktown. Watasha Magayi, Colanoyi, Teresa McCoy, Big Cove. After we were two T. John Nushi, Adam Wachacha, Snowbird, and Cherokee counties.
Ani.
Galakina award game to Tia, Zanushi, Bucky Brown, Snowbird, and Cherokee County.
Ani.
Zuni Yuta, Ani Waldahi, Dykes Need, Panktown.
Ani.
Warrior Ugugu, Tish Coin, Boyd Owl, Birdtown.
Ani.
T.W. Shawanuki, Ayla Waldahi, T.W. Sanu, Yalla Hill.
Ani.
David D. Waya, Ayla Waldahi, David Wood, Yalla Hill.
Ani.
William a Delakiski, Wayahi, Bill Taylor, Wolftown.
Honey.
Got Sadi, Koga, Wyoming, Bow Crow, Wolftown.
Honey.
Kaylee, Ganahita, Sham Shani, Kelly Long Sampson. Kaylee, Gakama Jones Oyster, Kelly Dios. The Ganushita Lawi, Adela Giski, Messenger, Bob Taylor. Ayosta, Zook Shosti, Sally Smoker. The young Mikey, Attorney General Mike McConnell. The young Kaylani Wuday Liga, Attorney Carolyn West. Scotty, last but not least. Surely the Yay Lady, Myrtle Driver Johnson. Honey.
All right, thank you, Myrtle. This time, the United Couture Band, Eddie Sachs, Cliff Walford, Sonia Gord, Caleb Grimmett,
Honey.
Frankie Steele,
Honey.
Joyce Hawk here, Peggy Gertie,
Honey.
Charles Smoke, Willie Christie,
Honey.
Jeff Wakachi,
Honey.
Levi Catron, Alvin Hicks.
Honey.
Okay. We all have a quorum within our, all three tribes. I'll bring the chair. Okay, usually at our annual meetings, we allow the chairmen to say a few words before we go into, further on into the agenda. So with the visitors that travel the furthest, Richard, if you'd like to.
Good morning. I just want to thank everybody for all the great hospitality shown being here. It's good to come together and have these meetings and work on things together. This is my fourth term. I've stated it from the first time I got on council and keep saying it. We've got to work together as our three tribes. Call each other family. Let's be family. Work together and do things together. They tried to take us out years ago. Still here. That's because we stuck together and helped one another. That's what we like to see is unity amongst our three tribes. Because everybody's trying to claim to be us. That ought to tell you something when every tribe wants to be Cherokee. That means we are somebody. We can trace our history back and prove who we are. And we know who we are. We don't have to claim a tribe. We are Cherokee. We're one people. That's what I like to do is be one people. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, Mike, if you'd like to say something.
Honored to be here. My first time around as Speaker of the Cherokee Tribal Council. And the one thing that I have learned from all of you is that we do have shared common interests, common goals. And communication is always key solving problems. And I think we went a long ways yesterday just addressing some of those issues that we all had. And, you know, we need you, Eastern Band needs to hear what the Cherokee Nation, in the response to some issues that there might be. UKB, same way, they need to hear us, we need to hear you. So I think this is a great opportunity to start something maybe that we haven't done as much in the past, but obviously it's something that's very much needed right now. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. I know all of our Council of the Cherokee Nation looks forward to that too. And the attacks on our sovereignty, the attacks on our identities, it's not just Oklahoma, it's all over the place. So we do share that common goal, and we are united with each other in combating those types of groups. So again, we are honored to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I would make some comments, but I don't want to be the one constantly speaking since I'm moderating the meeting. So at this time, I'll ask the Assistant Chief to make some comments regarding the UKB.
I appreciate everybody coming out, the folks out there, and taking your time to come and be part of this right here. I mean, this is something that happens only once a year, and it hasn't been very long that the UKB has been included in this. So we appreciate, being part of it. I mean, we're trying to build relationships, and that's what, stuff like this goes a long ways right now. And so that's what we need. I mean, we need this unity. And, because, I mean, we talk about sovereignty. We talk about sovereignty all the time. And we have folks trying to take it from us, steal our identity. And, even with the sovereignty of McGirt and the Hogner, right now, we're trying to provide public safety to the state of Oklahoma and to the 14 counties. Even that right there, we can't even come to common ground on that there, Right now, Cherokee Nation itself is wanting to compact with the states and local authorities and share the civil and criminal jurisdiction with the local and state, and they haven't came and reached out to us at all yet. We have that capability to provide public safety. We have our courts. We have our light horse. We have that. That's where we need to come together, that we give up our sovereignty whenever we provide that back to the state and to the local authorities. That's not sovereignty. We have Cherokee sovereignty right here between us. That's where we need to start working together to maintain the Cherokee sovereignty. And that's so. This is going a long ways right here. This is going a long ways. So, but I appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Assistant Chief. I appreciate all the words and stuff, so we will move forward. You'll see item 5, request for time. That is the Eastern Band. At this time, I will turn that over to Myrtle. She'd like to do a presentation.
Agatuliska, Ozino Nati, Ugoyo, Joe Birch, Awanet Tana, Charlotte, Duxilida, Nidaga Stockting, August Styliska, August Shaldiska, August Eagles at the Egi One East. Gilishina at House, the Ganuna. We have a presentation for Principal Chief Joe Birch, a copy of Charlotte's Web that has been translated into Cherokee. Prior to that, it was translated into 23 languages. The Cherokee language became the 24th and the only Native American language that it has been presented to. Nolly Shaw, Ugo Chuck Hoskins. The love of school, Nicaho, Nedatu, Nahu, Anisa like Tandai on school, Nola Anish when I go to school, what to son. Iki one is Iki Naila, who nice and nothing. Ugo Chuck Hoskins, 38.
Okay, Chief Hoskins. If
These two books are being presented on behalf of the Cherokee Speakers Council of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, and Myrtle Driver Johnson. We thank both principal chiefs and our principal chief, Richard Sneed, for the support they give us in our efforts to preserve and teach our language. And thank you very much for allowing us the time to make the presentation. Skido, or Wado.
Thank you, Myrtle, for that nice presentation. Okay, we will go on into new business. We had for the guests, we had a pre-planning meeting, which was held yesterday morning. So the resolution you see on the agenda is what the 3 tribes had a consensus to bring forward for a vote today. So item number 1 is a resolution requesting museums, media, and other entities refer to living Cherokees by their tribal enrollment and/or affiliation. The sponsor of that was Cherokee Nation. All 3 tribes was in consensus to bring forward for a vote. And you will see that resolution in this. That is to the side. That was number 1. So I don't know if where's Gail, do you want that read, or do you just want to go on since we reviewed it yesterday? Do they want to go on? Okay. Okay, at this time, Julia, this was yours. Do you wish to go forward for a vote?
I would move to approve this.
Okay.
I will second it.
Okay, we have a second. We have a motion and a second on the floor. At this time, I will ask for, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Okay, motion carries. Resolution 1 is passed. Okay, item number 2. A resolution supporting the nomination and appointment of Rosalind So as Director of Indian Health Service. The sponsor of that was the United Couture Band. And as well, we discussed that yesterday to go forward for today. If there's no comments or discussion regarding that, I would ask the United Couture Band for a motion, or either tribe. Motion. We have a motion. We have a second. Bill. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. No further comments or discussion. I will ask for a vote all those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, motion carries. Okay, item number 3, a resolution opposing congressional recognition of groups that claim to be tribal nations. That was sponsored by the Eastern Band, but we have a change in the language as of this morning. So it will read, a resolution opposing federal or state recognition of groups that claim to be tribal nations. That will be known as resolution number 3. If there's any discussion regarding this, you will see that was passed out. Okay.
This replacement, am I on? This,
Or move it closer to you.
no.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. This replacement resolution takes the word congressional out and adds federal or state which makes it not only we are opposed to federal recognition, but we're also opposed to state recognition or virtually any recognition. So it just confines it more so. There's some other words where state has been taken out, and it just includes all groups, just not state recognized. It's all groups that are trying to do this. So, and another thing it does, it also, the Lumbee tribe and the Mau tribe are listed, but also it adds a Chickamauga tribe and the Wolf Creek Cherokee tribe. So I think this just makes it more stringent, and it shows our unity in any court that we are against this.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Bill?
Joyce, if I could offer another amendment to it. We've also got the another group in Alabama, the Moa Band of Choctaw, who's also claiming to be Choctaw, Cherokee, and another group as well. If we could add that name to it.
Okay.
The Moa band's already in there, Bill.
Okay, on the second page where it says, now therefore be it resolved, that is included there. Okay, in that part. Is there any further comments regarding this resolution of the language? Teresa?
Thank you very much for the floor. I do have a question. Why would we not allow the word Congress to remain?
Okay, Mike, would you like to respond?
My understanding, we are trying to make this more specific and more, not just say any federal recognized tribe, but also any state. So we're actually expanding upon that and just not limiting it to federally recognized, but also to state recognized. So we're just expanding that.
Would it not be, I'm sorry, would it not be more clear to allow the word Congress to remain in there? The reason I say that is because it will not be the tribes that determine whether or not they receive state or federal recognition. That would be left up to Congress, and that's where the bottleneck is. Congress, some of Congress chooses to circumvent the process, and I think that just speaking for myself, I would prefer that the word Congress or at least something to have it remain in the legislation.
We don't have a problem with that at all. Congressional, federal, or state could all
Thank
stay
you.
the same.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I agree with that as well. As it reads, it would say a resolution opposing congressional, federal, or state recognition of groups that claim to be tribal nations. And that's pretty solid right there. That sounds pretty good. Thank you for that, Teresa.
Madam Chair, at this time, I move to amend to add that verbiage right back into the legislation.
Okay, I was gonna state that we will take a 10-minute recess because we got legals discussing this, and then we can bring it forth and then go with your amendment.
Thank you all.
Also on page 2, it's scratched out where it says that is currently under consideration by U.S. Congress. Would we consider keeping that in there as well?
Okay, councils, we're gonna take a 10-minute
We're good.
recess.
Joyce,
Oh,
We're good with it.
are
We
y'all
talked to our
good?
legal, leaving it in there.
Okay,
If, ma'am, one other thing, and your legal might consider this, if they're leaving congressional in, you really don't need federal, because that is federal. So if congressional and state are in, that is basically the same thing. So you're just being redundant. We're being redundant by saying federal. So congressional and state.
Having said that, Madam, I do then at this time amend my proposed amendment to strike the word federal and replace it with the word congressional. Thank you, you're right.
Okay, so noted with the amendment that was just stated and the approval of the legals. Oh, okay, Julia.
I would just point out that federal is a broader term because there are other ways in which a tribe can be recognized. It can be recognized by the judiciary. It can be recognized by an executive order. And if we limit this to congressional, then there are still other avenues that are left open. And I think that is probably the reason for the change to the word federal, because it covers all branches of government, not simply the legislative branch.
Having said that, Madam Chair, we may want to take that 10-minute break to clarify that sentence. I totally agree with everything that came from CNO's, their recommendations. I agree with that.
And I agree. Let's take a 10-minute recess and we will discuss this and bring back to the table. At 11:30. We have gone over our time limit that I stated, but we will reconvene at this time. We took the break regarding discussion of wording for this amendment. So at this time, I believe we do have set language, and I will ask Ms. McCoy, Ms. Teresa, would you read those amendments, please?
At this time, I do not have a copy of the amendments in front of me. I would ask that the speaker present those amendments for all of us.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
But Teresa, you are in agreement with the amendment?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Those are acceptable.
Okay. We will have Speaker Mike to read the amended language.
Okay. The amended language is as follows. Resolution opposing federal or state recognition of groups that claim to be tribal nations and seek to avoid or circumvent the Department of the Interior's Office of Federal Acknowledgement Process. That will be the first line. On the back page, where it starts, now therefore be it resolved, the Tri-Council of the three federally recognized Cherokee tribes does hereby oppose. We're taking out congressional and replacing that with federal or state recognition of the Lumbee tribe, the Chickamauga tribe, Maua Band of Choctaw, Wolf Creek Cherokee tribe, and any other recognition effort from a group claiming Cherokee identity. We are adding that seeks to avoid or circumvent the Department of Interior Office of Federal Acknowledgement Process.
Okay.
So, and we've spoken with legal from all three sides, and they are all good with that.
Okay.
Madam Chair, at this time, I move that Tri-Council accept the proposed amendments.
Okay.
Second.
So noted. We have a second. Oh.
It does have on the whereas right before the bottom, it does still say whereas congressional or state recognition of these groups. Do we want to consider changing that as well? It's the second to the bottom.
The eighth
Yeah,
whereas.
the eighth whereas, yes.
On
the front page, yes.
Yes. Where it says congressional or state recognition of these groups would undermine the integrity.
Madam Chair, could we change that to federal?
Okay. Federal or state. Okay, Mike has read the language of those with the other, on the eighth whereas, that we remove congressional and insert federal.
I'll second that.
Federal or state. Okay, so
Who second?
so duly noted.
I second it.
Second it. She,
You made the motion, didn't you?
yeah,
Who made the motion now? Who seconded the motion?
who,
Both second.
both? Okay.
Both? All right. Very good.
Okay, so noted of the amendments as stated with a motion and a second. If there's no other discussion for resolution number 3, I would ask for all those in favor to say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, our third resolution passes.
I think that is unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay. The agenda is fairly short, but the 3 resolutions that were put on the table have all passed. We will get those prepared. Gail and Kelly will work together and myself. We'll get those out, get those put forward with signatures. At this time, I usually take in consideration for comments, not from the chairs, but if you'd like to introduce, because some of the councils here are new. So, Richard, I don't know if you want to introduce or let them introduce themselves.
They can introduce themselves.
Okay, Eastern Band, if you'd introduce yourselves.
Start down on the end, 'cause it can take a while.
Okay.
Start with me. Good morning. My name is Teresa McCoy. I've served in tribal council at Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians since 1987, off and on. I've always enjoyed our visits. I enjoy the hard work we do, and I look so forward to the results. At this time, I wish to invite each and every one of you to come to the homeland, visit, and play with us. Thank you very much for your hospitality. I will never forget this wonderful event. Skate.
My name's Adam Wachacha. I'm in my 7th term. I represent the Snowbird and Cherokee County communities. And just to relay what Teresa said, I know a lot of us don't get down to Snowbird, but the next time we hold Tri-Council in Cherokee, we hope to get as many of you to mine and Bucky's part of the reservation. It's about 50 miles away, beautiful country, lots of things to do, so we want to invite you down there as well so you can come and be a part of our Snowbird and Cherokee County communities. But thank you for the hospitality and the camaraderie and the friendships that we always share when we come out here, and we want to share that in return when you return to the homeland in Cherokee. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Boyd Owl. I'm from the Birdtail community, the largest community on the Koala Boundary, matter of fact. But my 3rd term, but I certainly very much enjoy, being on council. When you raise your hand, you always think about the people you represent and good decisions you make. But just an honor to be to serve. We all want to invite you all out to our Koala Boundary there. Like Adam and Teresa said, we've got a lot of stuff to do out there, but come back to your weather town there and let us know when you come, and we'll certainly make it hospitable to you like you did here. Thank you all.
My name's Bucky Brown, represent Snowbird, Cherokee County. Some of you have never been, used to have the Trail of Tears gospel singing in Snowbird, and some of you have ever been in there. That's where it was located. Everything's changed there now, but I want to thank you for your hospitality while we've been out here. Always enjoy coming out here. Very eventful, and glad to meet new friends. God bless you.
My name is T.W. Sanook, represent the Yellow Hill community. This is my 1st term on council. I just want to say it's been a pleasure. Sitting at this table, this is all pieces that are written in history. We were eradicated, we were moved, we went through genocide, we went through a lot of things, and there were a lot of people that probably never thought this nation, not these nations, this nation, we're one people, would be sitting here today after everything that we've been through to still be having council discussions, to still be making decisions as Cherokee people. And I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here. It's very much been a pleasure, and I've had a lot of good conversations this week. Thank you.
Good afternoon, David Wolf. I represent the Yellow Hill community. I've been here several times to these meetings and really enjoyed coming and meeting new folks and old friends. Like I say, thank you for the hospitality and really enjoyed it and ready to get back to the mountains.
Hey, my name's Dyke Sneed. This is my 2nd term on for the Paintown community. Man, I've had a blast out here. Y'all have treated me and my wife. Took us down the river yesterday. That was a blast. Be back to do more. Appreciate it.
My name's Bo Crow. No?
Yeah. Probably move it up towards you. Closer. There you go.
My name's Bo Crow. I'm in my 5th term right now, and it's been just a pleasure working for the Eastern Band. And I always enjoy coming out for tri-council. You know, like Dyke said yesterday, we floated down the river and just had a blast. I believe that was my second trip. Jeff took us one other time there. And I always just look forward to coming here. This year, it was a little bit of a risk for me to get here. My wife's about to pop, so I'm hoping she holds that baby in one more day so she can have it tomorrow if she wants to, because I'll be home then. But it's just a pleasure coming out and just all the friendship and just the way you treat us when we get here. I mean, it's just family when we come out here, the way we're treated. But it's something that I look forward to every year, coming out and meeting. So I just want to thank you.
Hello, my name is Bill Taylor. I represent the Wolftown Big Y communities. This is my 5th term. I took about a 4-year break, but not by choice. But I'm back now. I enjoy, like everybody said, I enjoy coming out here. When y'all come to Cherokee, you always tell us, you know, feel like we come home. We're home again. Well, when I come out here, I feel the same way, that I'm with family and you know, home with you guys. And I appreciate all the hospitality. Looking forward to hosting next year, and maybe we can treat y'all as good next year as y'all did us this year. I think we made some good strides in the last couple of days, and hopefully we can keep that going. So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot something. I always do this at home too. I remember as soon as it gets past me. But I want to thank Kelly and Kelly too for coming out here and just keeping us straight, doing what we need to get done. I told them when I leave home, it's like I travel with 2 wives. So they keep us straight. But I just want to thank him too for everything they've done for me.
I've actually heard the same for Gail. They said Gail keeps them in line on this.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Albert Rose. I'm Vice Chair of Tribal Council. I represent the Birdtown community. And Bo's always joking, so. But had a good time out here again. Enjoy coming out. Had a good time going down the river and just the fellowship and meeting new faces. I know a lot of people out here. I think we did some good work. There is a war on our identities right now, and just us having to go to D.C. and educate our senators and congressmen about who we are. But this is going to be huge what we've done today. I think it's time, even maybe all 3 tribes come together and we go in, and do business together. I think it might be time for that. So, but thank you.
Good morning, Richard French, Chairman, Eastern Band. Yeah, myself, I just want to thank everyone for all the hospitality again. It's been great coming out. I'm going to go out and visit some of my family after this meeting's over. And, but, just like I say, we did a lot past couple of days. This last resolution, I think it's going to carry a lot of weight. Like I said yesterday, we've met with a lot of different federally recognized tribes that feel the same way we do. But to see our 3 tribes come together and get this signed, and I hope we can get a clean copy and get this signed today so that we'll have it. It's going to mean a lot because, like I said yesterday, when we asked these tribes to step in and help us, and they want to know what the 3 Cherokee tribes, where they're at with it. And get this resolution passed, unanimous, and get it signed, it's going to be a lot of weight for us in helping us. So like I say, that not only trying to steal our identity, they're trying to steal our identity. We are the Cherokee. We're one. So I just want to thank everybody, and God bless Cherokee people.
Thank you, Eastern Band. Thank you for your introductions. How you want to begin on the okay. Joe, you begin there.
All right, I'm Joe Deere, District 13. It's good seeing everybody again. I mean, we see a lot of the UKB guys, Cliff and you guys, Sonia. And it's good to have you guys down, T-Dub, Bo, everybody, Frenchie. we had some good talks while we were here, so it's good to see that resolution because, in Oklahoma, we're fighting for our sovereignty, and you have people going against it. And my theory, which I talked with some of you guys, is if you're not our team, when I say our team, it's a lot of natives, If you're not on that team, you're not on my team. Because I'm going to fight for sovereignty from here on out. Did it since I was little. There's no question. So, but I think that resolution, Teresa, is really good, and it should carry a lot of weight, because when we say our community, it's our community, and that's what we're here for. But I appreciate it, guys. It's good seeing you, and glad you guys came down, got some good food, and hung out. And Chief Bunch, you guys, Chief Sneed, you guys are doing great work. Continue on doing whatever you want, and if you guys ever need anything, you can always reach out. So, thank you, guys.
Joyce, could I say one thing? I want to mention Michelle Thompson's not with us. She lost her mother, so just wanted to recognize her and keep her family in prayers, please.
We will do that.
Hello, my name is Danny Callison. I'm a first-year tribal counselor. I represent District 15. I'm very honored to represent my district. I'm very honored to be Cherokee. I'm very honored to meet all the folks that are here this time. I think we've made leaps and bounds. I hope that if there's anything that myself can ever do to help, I would be right there for you. Thank you very much for having us, and we appreciate it.
My name is Johnny Kidwell. I represent the at-large, those Cherokee Nation citizens who do not live on our reservation land. I just want to thank everybody for being here today. This has been obviously this is my first term. This has been one of those experiences that I will never forget, and I hope that it's not lost on us. It's not just the power of the resolutions that we agreed to today, but what I'm truly proud of is the teamwork that we all came together there here at the end and really made this more than what it was initially and more powerful and stronger. And I hope that we can carry that teamwork on forward with our relationships as we move along. Thank you for being here today.
My name is Julia Coates. I'm in my third term on the Tribal Council. I've been often on Tribal Council since 2007, also with 4 years off, not by choice. As well. Like Johnny, I also represent the at-large Cherokee citizens, those who live outside the boundaries of our reservation, which is about probably 2/3 of our tribe at this point. So it's a large constituency. We have many people in North Carolina and surrounding areas as well, and so it's always a pleasure, and we look forward to being with you all in your lands next year. Some of us are going to be there even before that because you're also hosting the Trail of Tears Association this year, I think, in September, and many of us will see you in the fall as well. We've done some good work this year. I think it's interesting that our first and third resolutions have some shared intent with them by acknowledging that there are 3 federally recognized sovereign Cherokee governments in this country right now. We all can agree on that, and agreeing that the citizens of those governments have a right to a special and specific identity as Cherokee Nation citizens, whether it's in representation through the arts or whether it's in their governmental activity. So I think that we have demonstrated this time that this is one of our foremost issues, and that we have found unanimous agreement on this. And so we should be very proud of ourselves, I think, in that respect. Thank you.
I'm Melvina Shop Pouch, and I represent District 10 of Cherokee Nation, which is far northeastern of part of the nation. And this is my 4th term. I started in 91, and I'm kind of like Teresa, off and on. But I'm back glad to be back. And I was thinking the other evening when I was meeting, and I thought, these are the children of the people I knew. So that made me feel like an elder, but I guess you have to admit sometime you are elder. So, but anyway, it was nice to meet the ones that I have never met before. And I always enjoy going back, in the fall. For some reason, you just get this feeling like, you want to go to your home, home country. And So even when I wasn't on the council, that came to me, I thought, I sure like to go to North Carolina, about October. But I'm so glad y'all are here, and thank for working together, and we're all one, and thank God that we're still here.
Osio Galialiga Gidadoha, Edihi Dawdon, Igay Awadeti Jalega Yesh Dinilawi, Dalik Ginela Arseno, Donhugo Awatesi Dola, Curly Gijalagi Aniwaha Digiyewi. So my name is Condessa Teehee. I represent District 2, Tahlequah, here in Cherokee Nation Tribal Council. And I think that this Tri-Council event is extremely important because we're all coming together to stand for Cherokee sovereignty. We're all coming together to stand for our rights as tribal governments. Here in Oklahoma, we are dealing with attacks on the Cherokee Nation and on all of our sovereign nations in Oklahoma because of the restoration of tribal jurisdiction that was brought forward with the McGirt and the Hogner decisions. We see these attacks coming not only from outside of our nation, but from inside of our nation as well, representing McGirt as one of the biggest threats to Oklahomans, which is by far a false statement. So it is important that we come together in these venues to stand for tribal sovereignty, to stand together, to stand for our sovereign rights as governments for the jurisdiction of our boundaries. So I appreciate all of us coming together. I appreciate the gracious hosts, the United Kituah Band of Cherokee Indians. You have provided a wonderful event, and I look forward to visiting the Eastern Band next year. And I appreciate the time today. Wadon.
CO, my name is Joshua Sam. I represent District 7 over in Adair County. This is my first year on the council, and this is my first time coming to Tri-Council, and I appreciate the host. We had a great time. I brought my family out to make some baskets, and they love it. Anytime they can take part in our culture, for myself, I'm proud of that. I'm honored for that, so I appreciate having that activity for them. And just this event itself, I'm always out in the community talking about working together, working with a local, working with a county, working with whoever we need to get things done within our district. And just this meeting itself is a testimony to each and everyone's heart and to work towards the betterment of our people and our culture and our history. So I appreciate that. I appreciate visiting with each and every one of you. Well done.
Hey, my name is Wes Snowfire. I represent District 3 or 10-Killer District. Always proud to be here in our meetings. It's always good to see our brothers and sisters from the Eastern Band. Same way for our brothers and sisters over at the Kituahs. A little bit about me. I'm a great-great-great-grandson of Jack Batt, who was originally born on the trail, coming from our homelands in the East. I'm also the great-great-great-grandson of Newotana, No Fire. He signed on the 1817 rolls in Arkansas with the Kituahs. So I'm connected to every single one of us, just like everyone on the Eastern Band is connected to us and vice versa with the Kituahs. We're all one people, and it's good to see us come together to look at resolutions to try to decide what's best for all of us and all the people that we represent. I'm always glad to see one of you guys here in our homelands in Oklahoma, and I thank the Kituahs for hosting this week. I wish I had more time to spend with you guys and all the fun activity that you've shared over the past couple of days. Looking forward to be out there with the Eastern Band next year. So appreciate it again. Thank you very much. Well done.
My name is Keith Austin, and I am in my 7th Tri-Council this year. 7 years ago, I took my oath of office in August, and within days found myself on the ground of red clay. And the 3 flags were raised for the first time in probably ever on that property. And then we had our meeting in the open air pavilion, just feet from the blue hole, the water that sustained our people as they were working to remain a sovereign people. I descend from John Martin, Supreme Court Justice, whose home sits just a few miles from that ground, and I was able to spend time in that home that day. I was able to spend time in that home just feeling the ridges in the stairwell where you knew that those who came before us and worked so hard to try to prepare the way for us were spending their lives and their efforts. We know that our culture is a culture of self-governance. Our culture is one of self-determination. Our culture is one of preparing the path for those who follow us, like those who came before us did. I'm proud to be part of the Cherokee Nation Tribal Council. I'm proud to be part of the Tri-Council. I'm proud to be chair.
I'm Mike Dobbins, and I represent the Muskogee County area. I'm in my second term. It's certainly an honor and privilege to serve my constituents in Muskogee. It's an honor and privilege to serve alongside the Katua Band and our Eastern Band brothers and sisters. I certainly wish all of you safe travels.
Dora Petskowski, Tribal Counselor Secretary. I represent the Kui-Skooey West District, which is the northwest corner of the Cherokee Nation Reservation. I am in my first term, and Lord willing, it won't be my last. Thank you all.
CO, everyone. I'm Victoria Vasquez, and I serve my district, which is the farthest north you can get on the reservation and still be on the reservation. I have a great district. I'm honored to be here, and I'm always honored to be a part of this meeting. It's a great honor to serve my council as the deputy speaker, and I look forward to what's coming the next tri-council meeting. Would like to announce also, don't forget that Labor Day weekend, Cherokee Nation hosts our annual holiday, and this year we get to be in person, and we did not get to do that last year, and it's going to be great. So if any of you can make it, Labor Day weekend, we'll be here. Wando?
I'm Mike Shambaugh. I'm Tribal Councilman, District 9, the Saline District. I'm also the Speaker of the Tribal Council. You know, I thought it was going to be interesting today because I'm on my second term, and throughout my time on the council, sometimes I don't like to get things handed to me, you know, right before the meeting when you don't have time to go through. It's tough as a councilman, isn't it? And I wondered how we would do with that. But I was very pleased that how the way things went. We all worked together. We all got to say our piece, and we got to make our changes. And you know, that's how things are supposed to work. Things come up all the time. In an instant, we have to make quick decisions, but I think they were good decisions. And that was really refreshing for me to see that all three of us were able to do that. You know, we are here in Oklahoma, we're attacked constantly from outside entities and entities within, but you know, our own governor is against Hogner and McGirt and against basically the tribes here in the state of Oklahoma. It's been a difficult time for us. So, you know, to be here with you guys and get support from you, and we support you, that's how it's supposed to be. But I told you yesterday that, you know, I would like to have a little better communication with all of you, both tribes. I'm going to give you my card, and if there's things that we need to know, that you need to push, you need help, whatever, let me know, okay? Because if I don't know, and I will do the same for you. But I think that's the beginning of a great communication, and if we have that, we definitely will all three be better because, you know, as well as I do, being unified is power. So, but it was great to work with you all today and get your input. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And here we have our UKB council. I do the roll calls and everything, but at this time, I'm going to step back and let each one of our councils have a few words as well. And Cliff, if you'd like to start.
My name is Cliff Wofford, Whiskey District rep. Whiskey District is the largest in the UKB. Just glad to see everybody, and just wanted to praise the Lord for this opportunity to have all three tribes come together. You know, it's because of Him we have things, so I just want to praise Him today. But welcome everybody. Thank you.
Sonia Gord, Tribal Treasurer. That's hard to follow, Cliff. I just welcome each one of you here on our reservation. It's been an exciting couple of days. The ones that did get to experience the hospitality, we appreciated your support. And with that being said, hopefully we can keep this communication open and move forward. Thank you.
CO, my name is Caleb Grimmin, represent the Delaware District of the UKB. Probably the second largest district we have as far as tribal members. I just want to, thank you guys, for coming out and, seeing, my people, and sometimes, we're such a small tribe over here. And then whenever we come together like this, it's like, well, we're much of a bigger, part of one another. And then so it's always pretty exciting to be, getting together like this. I just want to give many widows to these people up here because, I'm first term in this, and then, coming in, I thought I knew quite a few things, but, these people have really taught me a lot up here. And, Katua is strong, Katua proud. We'll fight for my Katua people to the day I die. And I just want to say I love each one of you, love each and every one of you like family. Again, safe traveling graces to you guys on your way home, and we're done.
Jill, I'm Peggy Gertie, and I represent Illinois District. I too want to thank everybody that came today, and someone spoke about when you go back to that area, it's like you just feel at home. And the first time I went to North Carolina, Cherokee, North Carolina, it was a feeling that I just can't express because I felt like I truly was at home. And, he talked about the council that where they raised the 3 flags. I was there. I've been with the UKB for a long time. And if the Lord's willing that I'm going to be here, but I do know that I'm UKB. I'm proud to be UKB, and I'll be UKB till I die. And so I just thank everybody that came here today, everybody that's here, even the ones that are here. And I hope that, that we all talk a good talk, but let's walk that walk too, because we need to come together and help our people. That's the bottom line, is helping our people, no matter who we are. But thank you all, and I appreciate y'all being here. What the
UKB Assistant Chief Jeff Wakachi, and this is my 3rd time attending the Tri-Council. And the first time that I was on the Tri-Council was as the Tahlequah District Representative, and this is my first term as the Assistant Chief. And I appreciate everybody's hard work and the due diligence that it took to make those resolutions come together. I mean, that's what we can do. I mean, if we work together, that's what we can do right here. And that's the whole goal right there. Is I'm not a politician, and I never wanted to be a politician. I was always a coach, been a nurse. I've been given to the people, the community, my whole life. So, and that's how I got here. That's how I got here. And so, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, is building this right here. Let's build this. Like I said, we talk about sovereignty, and but we're split. We have our attorneys fighting in the courts. Have non-natives deciding our fate, and we don't need that. We don't need that. We're right here. We're right here. Reach out. Let's get this going. And we're talking about sovereignty, Cherokee sovereignty. That right here, we're power. This is power right here, and that's what we're saying. Is that they can't stop us if we work together. They can't stop us. Nobody can. And that's what I look forward to, is let's build on this right here. Let's continue. This is, like I said, this is my 3rd term, or 3rd Tri-Council, and each Tri-Council we say the same thing, but still yet it hasn't been done yet. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's quit talking about it and quit saying it, and let's start doing it. I think the speakers and the chiefs, or whatever, or the chiefs, once a month get together on a Zoom meeting. We was talking about that. let's start communicating, you know. Let's start communicating because the folks are out there. They're out to get us. You know, they're out to steal our identity. They're out to do this. You know, I mean, this is something that we need to work on. We need to build on, and we need to come together. So, yeah. And it's been a great time. Been a great time. And so, I appreciate all y'all. And look forward to coming down that way, and look forward to meeting with y'all too. I mean, Candace was out there shaking shells last night. That was really great to see. So, you know, I mean, we had a great time. So, appreciate y'all.
Charles Smoke, I represent the Saline District. I've just been here, I think it's a little bit shorter. Joyce here. About 8 times? I think
Since 2005.
I came in at 2006, so that's still doing it, and every time it gets better. I mean, it's like today we moved forward. Let's keep it going.
Hi, my name's Willie Christie. I'm going to Snake District Rep. First of all, I want to thank all the workers that provided the drinks, food, and everything. Thank y'all. Y'all did a good job. And I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and being part of this also. And we enjoyed your visits and hospitality, and I'll be glad to, hopefully next year I'll be in next year and come down and see y'all. Thank you.
I'm Alvin Hicks, Tahlequah District Representative. I could say a lot, but then I'd be reiterating what everybody's already spoken. We've all come together, we've made some headway, we came to consensus. It was a good start, and we just need to keep it going. And I want to thank everybody that attended today, so you can witness this firsthand. Like I said, we started, we can finish it. Come together. Thank you.
Stående av att de är, vi ska lite i styrelsen i förläggningen här. Det är så mycket där. Så vi det hela stående. Då kan ni inte dö. Vi var du en under, ni går den inte. Så vi det kan avställa. Translation, that means workers one. We have a lot of elders out there in the communities, you know, that need us. And that's my priority is the elders. And if we could all work like this together, you know, there ain't no telling what we could do. And I appreciate seeing old Joe over there, Joe G. Spot. And cái lễ lý chỉ được không? Thì hiếm school, cái lễ lý không? Bắt đầu.
My name is Eddie Sachs. I'm the Canadian District Representative, and I see that we saved the best for last. I want to thank the Eastern Band for, we know what the logistics are in making such a trip, because we all been through it, and for you to make it is an honor to us, especially coming from our homeland. And you know, our hope here among all three federally recognized tribes is unity and not division. That we can't grow as a race of people if we're fighting amongst each other. It makes no sense. You know, we need that cooperation and not tension. And these gatherings like this, I think, are a good example of us putting aside our differences and coming together. We may go back to fighting tomorrow, but right now we're friends. And I think that's, right now, it's a good time. And I just, once again, want to thank everybody that is in attendance. And as host tribe, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Council.
Joyce, could I comment, please?
Yes.
I want to recognize Myrtle also. She's going on this year 33 years working with the Tribal Council. So I want to recognize Myrtle and thank her for all she's done for Eastern Band.
Thank you, Myrtle. Thank you for all those years of helping these guys out. Okay. Yes, Mike.
I'd also like to acknowledge Gail Miller and Jennifer and Teddy. They are the ones who, whenever we have a problem, they solve it. And that's who we go to. Those are our go-to girls. I'm not even going to tell you how long Gail's has been here. How long has it been? Okay, 20. Well, it's not as bad as I thought. 20 years. So I'm glad I didn't guess. 22. That's what I thought. So, but those ladies are the backbone of our council.
And Joyce, if you don't mind, I want to give a huge shout out to Q, Marquana, Michelle. Them ladies have worked since about 2 weeks ago, making sure everything was going to go accordingly and to plan. And Jennifer Cole Robinson and Felicia, them ladies worked summer, worked, after hours, continued, to make sure this was pretty, organized and, was what it is today. So a really huge shout out to you ladies. Put on.
Okay. Okay. Thank everyone for all the comments. Usually, we also do recognize some of our royalty. Our royalty, our Miss Katuitt, could not be available. She is having some personal matters to tend to, but I do see Eastern Band's royalty, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Shil Nagad, Ahalain Dagodoa, Nole Taramani, Unegad Dagodoa, Toshko Hishki, Yagwadetianda, Nole Ilawodi Degoinasha. Hello everyone, my name is Ahalain and my English name is Taramani. I'm 25 and my home is in the Yellow Hill community on the Kuala boundary. I'm the current Miss Cherokee for the Eastern Band. And I want to say Wado to both the United Gadua Band and Cherokee Nation for all the hospitality this past week. Last Friday, I was with Cherokee Nation for the RTR bike riders when they came back in. And I've done a lot of great classes and lunches and everything with the United Gadua Band the past few days. And thank you to Chief and Council for the invitation to come out. It's been an honor, and I love seeing all the work that you guys have been doing for all of us as Cherokee people. Shiki, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. We do have the three chiefs here this morning as well. We have the Eastern Band Chief Sneed, Cherokee Nation Chief Hoskins, and then you have our UKB Chief Bunch here. I am going to ask if Chief Sneed would like to say a few words at this time.
Chief. Yeah, all right, it's back on. Shield again. First, it's an honor to be here. I wanted to say a few words. It's been really good to see the work that was done yesterday and then today. Two things that are not new to us as Indian people. Uncertainty. We've always had uncertainty. We have had to have this ongoing relationship with the federal government And as Eastern Band is well acquainted with, they changed the rules in the middle of the game. That's not new. That still happens today. The other thing that's not new to us is dealing with adversity. And we live in a time now where, now more than ever, there are groups all across the country, but more so in the southeast and east of the Mississippi, who are claiming tribal identity. This issue that we have dealt with the so-called Lumbee tribe of North Carolina is not new. This is not a new fight. This is a fight that Eastern Band has been fighting for almost a century now. And so the idea that any one person or any one tribe or any one council is going to stop this is reoccurring. And I testified before Congress on this right before the pandemic and got into a pretty heated debate with Congressman G.K. Butterfield. And at the end of that, we left, myself and several members of council who are very faithful to make the trip to D.C. To fight this year in and year out. After that particular congressional meeting, I said to my fellow elected officials and to our lobbyist, Wilson Pipestem, it cannot be just us fighting this fight. It's too easy for the members of Congress to dismiss us as, well, this is about money. That was always the argument coming back from Congress. This is about money. Money being gaming. And as I had stated to Mr. Butterfield in my comments to him, I said, it is about money, but not the money that you're talking about. I said, the Lumbees are so far removed from the Eastern Band, if they opened a casino today, it would have zero impact on us. However, there are 573 federally recognized tribes in this country. Many are not as fortunate as the Eastern Band. We're a very fortunate tribe. We're a gaming tribe. We've diversified our revenue streams. We have the resources to supplement our healthcare system. We have the resources to supplement programs for our children and for our elders. But I can assure you that there are hundreds of tribes that are completely dependent on BIA funding and on IHS funding. And I said to the members of Congress, you are well aware that you only ever increase that appropriation by 2 to 3% annually. That does not keep pace with healthcare inflation. It's not keeping pace with inflation at all. We're fortunate we have the resources to come. We present ourselves to this congressional body. We make our voices heard. And I'm here today speaking not just on behalf of the Eastern Band, but on behalf of those tribes who do not have a voice and who do not have the resources to come and present themselves to this body. So after that meeting, I said to our team and to our lobbyists, it can't be just us. We've got to change our strategy here. We've got to build a coalition. And after that, and I thank our tribal council members for getting on board with that, and we began to just do just that. And I'm very grateful for we've got council members here that traveled to Montana, that traveled way out west to meet with tribal leaders. And we built a coalition of almost 60 tribes to oppose, but there was one piece missing. That piece missing is Resolution 3 that just passed today. And so I applaud everyone here today, the chiefs, the council members. We must stand together. And listen, that can't be empty rhetoric. Two things that we have in common, right, is this strength of character. We can call it stubbornness if we want to. We're pretty stubborn people when we set our mind to something. But one thing we're not very good at oftentimes is unity. We say it, we talk about it when we come together, but then we go back our separate ways. There's a lot of infighting. I received a word of wisdom one time from Wilson. He said, I think it was your grandfather said, right? He said, if you point Indian people in the direction of the enemy, they will band together and they will fight. But if you don't show them who the common enemy is, they'll fight each other. And that's what we do. And my fellow Cherokees, my fellow tribal leaders, the enemy's all around us now more than ever. And now more than ever, unity matters. And so I applaud all the work that's been done here this week and today. And my prayer from my heart to yours, let's not have it end here today, but let this be the starting point. Shkeen.
Thank you, Chief Sneed. We will have Chief Hoskins.
CO, my fellow Cherokee leaders, it's an honor and a privilege to speak before this body. And I think it's an honor for each of us to be able to say that we have this body in 2022, because the work that we've seen happen here today reminds us how effective we can be on issues that are of great importance to all three Cherokee tribes, and how vital this gathering is and can be in the future. I mean, think about what we've done today. We protected, spoke out in an effort to protect Cherokee identity in museums, in the media, and I appreciate Councilor Coates' leadership on that issue on the Cherokee Council, and I'm glad that this has been brought to the Tri-Council. We've advocated for a Native American to hold a position of great responsibility with the government of the United States, with the Indian Health Service, and goodness knows we need more Native voices in the government so that we can have advocacy not just from our nations, but within the agencies, understanding Native peoples. And the Indian Health Service, of course, is a key agency, and I'm glad that we've advocated for that. And the final resolution is, of course, of great importance to all of us. The specter, the issue of organizations posing as tribes, eroding Cherokee identity, trying to step into roles as actual tribes is a great threat to every federally recognized tribe in this country. And it is of, I think, the greatest threat to the Cherokee tribes, because I think, as been mentioned before, a lot of these organizations want to be Cherokee. They want to be Cherokee, and they spin a false narrative that fools a lot of people in this country. And it is damaging enough when it fools localities, museums, and schools, and things of that nature. But when it starts to fool federal officials, when it starts to fool members of Congress, then the threat becomes even more serious. So speaking out on that issue is of great importance, I know, to the Council of the Cherokee Nation, and it's important to my administration. The Lumbee issue in particular has been something we've been engaged on. That's the reason that in 2019, we wrote to Congress and said that congressional recognition of the Lumbee tribe should be a non-starter. And that's the reason that late last year in November, we also spoke out to Congress. We will continue to advocate against congressional recognition of tribes, not just Lumbee, but we think, and I think collectively we have spoken today, that that is not an appropriate process for recognition. State recognition is also inappropriate and not in line with the government-to-government relationship between the tribes of this country and the government of the United States. I think all of that demonstrates that our three tribes can identify those issues which are of great importance and focus on those issues at this gathering. Those resolutions are more than just something written on a piece of paper. I can tell you, and I know everyone here has this experience, when you take those to federal officials, when you take those to members of Congress, it means something when those three seals are at the top of a resolution. It means something when this body has spoken out, and it ought to mean something. It ought to command the respect of federal leaders, and I believe that it will. So I think we should continue in that spirit in this gathering, identifying those issues, again, that are the most important, that we can all build a consensus on and move forward. I think that it would not be wise of us to assume that there are not things that we disagree on from time to time. If we agreed on everything, we wouldn't be Cherokee. But we know that there are ways to resolve differences, and I appreciate the commentary that resolving differences among us is certainly important. We surely, as Native peoples across this continent, had differences before European contact, and I'm sure that we found a way to resolve them. Back before our tribe was split, there were no doubt differences among Cherokee people, and we had ways to resolve them. Those are things we should continually strive for. But as Chief Sneed said, the real enemy is the external enemy. Sometimes the external enemy, sometimes the enemies of sovereignty will use our own people against us, sometimes even our own leaders against us. It is breathtaking, the time that we're living in, the time we're living in which our respective nations are gaining strength, and yet the threats against us are as strong now as they have ever been. We have a governor in this state, and we have other leaders in this state, and we have other people who aspire to be leaders in this state that present themselves as authority on tribal sovereignty, authority on McGirt, and as Councilor Teehee said moments ago, they paint a picture that somehow Cherokee sovereignty is a threat. Cherokee sovereignty, whether we're talking about back in our homeland, whether we're talking about here in Northeast Oklahoma, is not a threat. It is an opportunity, and it's not just an opportunity prospectively here and back home. Our sovereignty has been what has built communities large and small. The progress that's been made, I think I can attest, in Northeast Oklahoma has been due to the leadership of tribes and tribal sovereignty. So we live in a time when, yes, there are differences from time to time, but if we can focus intently on those enemies of sovereignty, those who pose as authority on sovereignty, those who pose as an authority on McGirt when they don't even lack basic comprehension of tribal sovereignty, but they don't let that stop them from speaking out nonsense on the subject. We've got to push back against those. And we can do it together, because if there's one thing that ought to unite each and every one of us, that is the continued existence of the Cherokee people as one people. And irrespective of our separate governments, we do descend from one people, and we ought to have a common destiny. And so that's why I think this tri-council gathering is simply indispensable to the continuation of the Cherokee people. Again, tribal leaders, it's a great honor to be before you today. Whatever.
Okay. Okay, we have Chief Bunch at this time.
Osta, Kosanale, Julawigi. Wadon de ge eletsa, ahan Kosanale. Ahan ne Kuduagi, Uda Costa. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Council. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the Katua Reservation. We're very honored and proud to have you all here. We certainly hope your stay has been tremendous, a learning situation, because after following the words of the other chiefs and the council and the warmth and the feeling and the things that we saw over the last couple of days, the camaraderie, the good feeling, the thing about family and so on, and yet we've got a little ways to go. We've got a little ways to go, no doubt about it. We talked about resolutions from an IHS director, a vacant position in the IHS, a place where services all of our people, as far as health services, that sort of thing. The other thing was naming the tribes, as far as the artisan, and it's very important to name that individual's tribe and so on, and go from there. But the act to move us forward all together, move us forward with the federal acknowledgement process. The key to it all is, and we strongly believe in that. Initially, and I'll say this, initially I had a problem with that, because I was looking at it, but I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at it from the standpoint that we're congressionally recognized. UKB, congressionally recognized. But at the same token, I began to realize that IRA, Indian Reorganization Act, excluded all Oklahoma tribes. And that we came under another act that was called the Oklahoma Indian Welfare Act. So we weren't that kind of congressionally recognized. So I think these folks that we're talking about do not have those kind of abilities and legally can be doing that. So good resolution. Thank you for that. For those in the public and those out there in the TV land, so to speak, what you've seen is in Eastern Band and Cherokee Nation are made up of a three-legged government. It is a executive, legislative, and judiciary branch of government. The United Kituwa Band, on the other hand, is not. We are all inclusive. We are all one. So we act as it all. So one of the things that, and please forgive me, the other chiefs do not get to partake in the actual discussions and things on the floor during that sort of thing, but because our government is different, I get to be there. Now, I don't know if that's been explained to anybody or anybody let you know that. For those folks out in the TV land, the other part of that was that as far as a tribal government, I'm glad it wasn't a tie, because the only time I would have gotten to vote was in the event of a tie. So just a little background on that. Through our discussions over the last 2 days, things came out, different definitions. We wanted to have meaningful discussions regarding a whole list of things in terms of that didn't make the floor here today. We want to discuss things in Legislative Act 24-11 of a bill. We talked about rider bills and things of that nature that came out, and that's what we strongly oppose as well. And guess what? We strongly oppose those as well, too. The one that really was the most damaging of it all was collateral damage, as far as it goes. We were collateral damage. In the Legislative Act 24-11, we were a collateral damage. Early on, I said we were almost there. We're almost there. On the surface, we fight nationally together. We fight nationally together. But internally, we do not. We don't even talk. We don't have meaningful consultations. We don't discuss anything. So come on, folks, we're almost there. We got a good start. We can move this thing forward, no doubt about it. Those were some of the good things that I witnessed. We all seen the camaraderie. We all seen the work together, the strategy it took to come up with a plan to move this thing forward. The only negative thing that I seen out there was that this building was too cold. So with that, it is too cold. Ladies and gentlemen, council, it is my privilege and honor to be before you on behalf of the United Kituwa Band Council, their people, and represent them. So with that, I'm going to close. So thank you all. We're on to God. It'll be good to see you next time and out at your properties next time. Okay. We're on to God.
Okay, we are getting close to the end of the agenda for the meeting this morning, which is announcements. We are, and it's already been said, but the next Tri-Council 2023 will be held in Cherokee with the Eastern Band. I will make a few remarks. I appreciate everyone. Like I said, I think the 3 days went well. Did some activities. Tried to keep y'all entertained, but didn't want to make y'all stay here all day long. But we just the privilege of hosting. I thank you all. The golf tournament I hear went well, and
Got cheated.
but just to let you know, it wouldn't have been possible. the golf tournament would not have been possible without the support of the Eastern Band, and I thank you for that support.
As well as
And
as well.
so I thank everyone for participating. I know everybody looks forward to that. The ones that don't golf, we got to make baskets, and Miss Teresa, I believe, had a lovely time. So she's going to start making baskets, she said. So I do thank y'all. This couldn't have happened without all our team. I didn't have to ask for help. I just had a lot of the staff to say, where can I come in and help? I didn't have to. So I appreciate all the ones behind the scene that helped us get through these few days. But again, I really appreciate everyone being here today. I thank all three chiefs for being in attendance and for your words, and the guest as well that's sitting out there. So those are a few words that I said. So is there any announcements that either want to announce? Keith?
Yes, for all those who are going to be staying in Catoosa for this evening, you'll be back there in the 5 o'clock range. It would be worth your drive, 20 minutes north to Claremore, 20 minutes down Route 66 to Claremore for 5 o'clock today. They will be having a mural dedication in downtown Claremore that is highlighting the history of the Cherokee Nation in the area of Rogers County, and it highlights the legacies of 6 extraordinarily important Cherokee people. It is a short drive. There will also be food truck Thursday, so you can get you a foot-long hot dog real easy. And then at 6 o'clock there will be a dedication to a new exhibit at the Claremore Museum of History, and then at 7 at the Will Rogers Memorial, there will be a showing of a film by a great Cherokee artist, Lynn Riggs, who was the author of Green Grow the Lilacs that became the Broadway play Oklahoma. And there will be a showing of a short film that he did in Santa Fe called A Day in Santa Fe. And I understand it's a real treat to see that. It's a very rarely seen film. And it will be shown at 7 p.m. at the Will Rogers Memorial. So they're all very close together right there. It'd be 2 hours, very well spent. I hope you can make it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else at this time have any announcements?
I just wanted to, you left off the Cherokee Nation. They blocked off the golf course for us all to be able to go. And the staff there, they gave us some great hospitality with breakfast and lunch. And I mean, they really worked hard. It was a really, really nice day. So appreciate y'all as well for y'all's hospitality on that right there.
Joyce?
One more thing. One more thing. During the reception, it came out. I said things like no pictures. You're on the Katua Reservation. Unless you get authorization from the chief's office. The only exception is today we're going to line up in front of here. Once we get finished, we're going to get every one of us in it. That was the only exception, as long as we're all in the picture together, okay?
Joyce, I'd also like to recognize our staff, Kelly, and like I say, Michelle couldn't make it due to the death of her mother, and also Sally, she's with us. So, and Mert, so I just wanted to recognize them, and also say it's good to see former Speaker Byrd. Always good to see you. Thank you all.
Okay. We're introducing other staff. And we had legals, and I thank the legals for being here for taking the break to get all our stuff together. I don't know if you all did, but if you'll see Tori Holland standing back here, or sitting, and Clint Cowan, those are the legals that work with us, and we appreciate them. They have to sit down with us and readdress some issues with us because we get hot tempers, so we just have to, but, and I see, what is it, Wilson is the legal for the Eastern Band. And Carolyn. Okay, so, and your attorney, are your legals here? No, okay.
Dallas.
All right. If there's no other announcements, we will do a closing prayer. But before we do the prayer, after the prayer, we will retire the colors. If you will remain standing for the retirement of the colors. And after we adjourn, I would ask that if all the chiefs and the speakers could be here for signatures, as we know the emergency need for that resolution for the Eastern Band of resolution number 3. But at this time, we will go into a closing prayer. I don't have a name here. Yeah. But I have asked Miss Mel Vina if she would say the closing prayer at this time.
Before I pray, I want to recognize a dear friend I always look forward when I go to Cherokee or when they come here, and that is Sally Smoker. I always look forward to seeing her. Okay, pray. Edora galandi hai ijan lele chis ahansiv savu deskiat no. Nimna de dosta iskayoni do has to you danga ha oswati lohi ahan jo ika janero. Nimna de dosta de hoy only do has negad tinidon. Father, we just thank you for this day. Lord, for all your blessings that you have bestowed on these 3 tribal councils that we are here today. Father, I just ask that you would give wisdom and knowledge to our leaders to lead for the best of our nations. Father, again, I ask that you be with each and every one as they travel home for traveling grace. Father, you've been so good to us, but let us and each and every one know that you are the cornerstone and that we not forget that. In your name, amen.
Amen. To remain standing, we'll retire the color. Okay, council, at this time, we are adjourned for the Tri-Council 2022. Thank you.